Hey everyone, welcome to Burnside Mastermind. We are excited to have you here. My name's Steve Burnside, and for the first Mastermind series here, we just need to make sure we're all on the same page with all the social platforms we're going to be talking about. And so, week one, we're going to have a in-depth dive into Facebook, and then we'll talk about um, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, with a little more depth. And then we'll kind of go over some of the other ones like Instagram and things like that. For solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, people doing marketing in business. There's a couple that are always really popular, which is things like Facebook. And then depending on what you're promoting, what you're selling, you really have to make a decision on as to what platforms you're going to be on and whether or not they're worth your time, energy, effort, all of that. So I'm glad you're here. I know we are going to rock social media marketing together. I'm excited about what the future holds and how your social platforms are really going to come to life. And I'm really excited about that. So what we have here on your front page here is my Burnside Marketing Facebook page, because I want to show you in real life, real time, what I want you to be doing with your Facebook page and some tips and tricks to make sure you're rocking those things. So here we are. We have my Burnside Marketing page. A couple things I want you to note. One of the biggest mistakes I would say people make, or the biggest things that people don't do, is they don't take advantage of this banner space back here. And historically, these banners have kind of just been almost like second logos. So what you'll see is a lot of people will put like a bigger logo there or something like that. But I have been really pushing people lately to think about something creative to put in that banner space. And what I've been doing with clients is I've been doing like referral banners. So essentially going to a client's, one of their clients, if that makes sense. So going to one of their clients, snapping a picture and taking a, just writing down just some sort of referral, like, hey, we love using company XYZ. They're fantastic. You should use them too, something like that. So then what that does is it allows us to create a banner that when somebody comes to your Facebook page, the first thing they see is somebody referring you, right? And so it immediately connects in their mind, okay, this company must know what they're doing. They must be an expert in what they're talking about. And so that is the one thing that I want you to think about. This week, I'm going to give you a couple action items. The first one is going to be, what are you doing creatively in your banner, right? If in Facebook, you have this box here, and in on a personal page, that box, will be your face, your dog, your cat, whatever. And then traditionally this bigger banner ends up being a picture of your family or, a sunset in Hawaii or something like that. But this is a business page. So we want to make sure on the business page that we are doing it justice. And it's remarkable how many people have business pages but do nothing with this banner back here. So think of it just like free advertising space. It's a billboard for your business. And I want you to think of it like that. If you have an event coming up, if you have some sort of product you're promoting, those all can be great options. The other thing is just having like a referral banner, and change those things out. Change them out every month, every 3 months. I mean, whatever you deem is effective for your business. Maybe you have quarterly specials or something like that, but make sure those things are getting changed out to keep it fresh, which is always important. And that's just the first thing I really want to dial in on is that. Second is I want to just dial in on the importance of the business page itself. I've seen businesses trying to do business from a personal page, and it just doesn't work. A personal page is there for personal reasons. All your friends don't want to see all your business propaganda all the time. So they make a business page for a specific reason. It's because you're running a business. Now, there's been a lot of talk, and we're going to dive really deep into this, but a lot of talk about the frustration of how Facebook is really starting to restrict the number of fans that each individual post that you place on your page gets in front of. And they've they have been doing that, the last 12, 16 months, something like that. It's gotten smaller and smaller. So if you have 1,000 fans, you post something, it used to be, 600, 700, 800 might see it. Now it's like of 1,000, you might get 50 that see it. But what's the trade-off for that? Facebook is a publicly traded company. Okay. Facebook is now responsible to shareholders for profitability every quarter. So they're having to make shifts to make sure that they can gain profitability. And one of my biggest frustrations recently has been seeing articles come across like on LinkedIn and things like that of just people putting up articles that we're leaving Facebook. We're so frustrated with the way they're doing things. And that is just, to me, that's just the most ridiculous mindset to have, because Facebook gives you so much in exchange for that that limitation, essentially. And what they've given you is they've given you an advertising platform that is, in my opinion, currently the most superior platform on the market. Now, you could argue with me about that, but I'm telling you, my cost per click, my cost per acquisition is so low compared to other mediums that I just don't know how you can not use it, essentially. So let's go back one step here. So I was talking a little bit about posts, right? So let's deep dive into posts, and then we're going to get right into the advertising thing. So, like your normal personal page, your business page has a series of posts that are here. I want to make a couple points here. We're going to talk about some tools in the upcoming weeks, like Hootsuite, which is a management platform for social platforms. So, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, things like that. You can manage all that stuff through Hootsuite. But I want to make a point here. Facebook does not like Hootsuite. And so here's two posts that I've done. And this one you see is posted by Hootsuite. Now, this page does not have a lot of fans, admittedly. My goal for this page, once again, and you got to have goals, right? So my goal for this page is not to have a lot of fans. My goal is to get to 50 so that I can start leveraging some of the advertising. Okay. So you can see my post reach is actually 11,655 this week because I leverage this page for advertising. I mean, that's what it's there for. I don't see it as, hey, I want to have 1,000 fans and all of that. My goal is to use Facebook for advertising. And I think that is if you see it as just that purpose, you're actually going to get a huge amount of benefit out of Facebook. But I do want to make a point, and you have to kind of the reason I said that is you have to put it in perspective of how many people like my page. So this post right here was posted by Hootsuite. You can see I actually went into my Hootsuite account and posted it, and that was on March 26th, so a few days ago. And you can see it's gotten to 11 people. I mean, that's it, right? No likes, no shares, which is not Hootsuite's fault, but it's just 11 people. This post I put up 3 hours ago, and it's gotten to 15. So on a percentage basis, it's much more. But my point in all that is Facebook actually puts posts in other people's streams more frequently if they're posted directly from Facebook as opposed to from an outside software platform such as Hootsuite. I've actually heard from other companies that have been using things like Hootsuite and other platforms. They've done A/B tests, the whole nine, and it's just across the board. That's just how it's working. So the interesting thing with Facebook is as you're managing social media platforms, you have to Facebook makes it a little more difficult because you really have to use the Facebook scheduler, the Facebook platform, to get the most traction on your posts. And if you like Hootsuite, and I love Hootsuite, I use it almost every day, but I have to get out of Hootsuite and come over to Facebook. And the Facebook scheduler, and I'll show it to you here real quick. I'll just write, this is, let's see, test post. And you can actually, when you write that, you can go to this little drop-down triangle right here and hit schedule. And then it will tell you, it'll ask you when you want to schedule it. And so if we schedule that on, say tomorrow at 3:51, actually, I'm going to do 3:51 a.m. and I'm going to do that for a reason. And I'm going to hit schedule, and it'll say I have one scheduled post, for tomorrow at 3:51, and then see posts, and this is a test post. And it's kind of a clunky scheduler, and especially if you're used to using a platform like Hootsuite or something like that, it's super clunky. But once again, you have to do what works, and so this is what works in the world of Facebook. So you just have to kind of, smile and bear it. But you can get in here and schedule out a week or 2 weeks worth of stuff to post. Why did I do 3:51 a.m.? There's a general train of thought right now that if you post early in the morning, you actually have a better chance of getting in front of people. And so, I've kind of done some research on some tests, things like that. There's no definitive information that comes out, but the general thought is that every time a post goes out, Facebook assesses that post and then either puts it in a stream or puts it in a stream later, or decides not to put it in a stream. And you're competing essentially with everybody else that's posting at that time. So the theory is that by posting earlier, there's less competition, so that when people wake up in the morning or finally get to their offices and pull up Facebook, that there's a better chance that your post will actually be there. So for your business, for your fan base, that sort of thing, what it's probably worth doing is doing some test posts. So, taking a week and, Monday have it schedule it super early in the morning, and then Tuesday have it go in the afternoon and kind of test it like that. And then the following week, like on Monday, if you had it post super early in the morning, have it post on the afternoon. And this is an assumption that people's habits are relatively similar, right? People check. Monday's probably the busiest day that people are checking stuff. So, or business clients, I guess I should say, getting to their office. So, do those A/B tests to see when your fans and when Facebook is, most favorable to your posts. I don't think there's one answer to this. And I don't mean to say I think as in, I do believe that there's different answers based on your fans and your crowd and what you're trying to accomplish. So I would definitely do some testing on that. Another thing to think about on posts is that it is extremely important in your posts that you have imagery. Facebook has started to give a lot of weight to videos. So if you have videos, you're definitely getting more people reached than if you don't. And kind of the order of operations is the least amount of posts or the least amount of visibility you're going to get is just from a text post, and then from a image post, and then from a video post. So every post you put out should have some sort of imagery, something. And if you have the ability to do video, that's going to be really, really important. And coming up in the future, I mean, everything, it's always so important that you kind of stay up to date with what is getting in the stream. And when I say the stream, just to clarify, that is people's personal stream. So when you go to your Facebook page and you kind of go to your timeline, that's what I'm referring to as the stream. So let's go in here, because obviously I don't want that to post. Oh, sorry. Actions, delete. Okay. So here we are. We're back at our page. Now, on our page, a couple things I want you to make sure that you're doing. I want to make sure that your About section is totally dialed in. I'm going to manage selections here. So About, and you can drag to reorder here. So let's do About, and we want to put apps, photos, videos, post a page. So like we can put photos or videos right here. Awesome. There we go. And you'll see that put that video section right here. So that's pretty neat. Kind of helps people see what you've done in the past more quickly. But also you can see, About Us. We ignite your marketing strategy with websites, social media, podcasts, webinars, and more. And my website's here. So we want to make sure that that on our Facebook page, that we're making sure to use the keywords, use the things that people are trying to find from us. Because at the end of the day, I guess I should say there's two reasons that I'm really into Facebook. One is the advertising, obviously. The second is that I'm really about being on as many authority platforms as possible with your site. So, Facebook is an authority platform, which means that it is it's going to get found by Google, right? So if you have your keywords, if you have everything in there, then you're going to more easily be found by Google. And that's really, at the end of the day, probably the most important out of all of this. So make sure all of that is all together. You can do that in settings over here, right? You go to settings, and it's, all the stuff that you need to edit and change, and we can talk more about that. If you have any specific questions about certain things, feel free to email me, steve@burnsidemarketing.com. We can go through individual questions if you have those. I'm happy to do that. One thing I do want to point out here is page roles. It is very important that if you have a business, that you have employees that can help you leverage social media marketing, that you use those employees. So that will entail that you come up with some sort of policy, right? Because you don't want your employees just posting anything they want, but make sure that you have some sort of policy, how you want them to help, and then make them. I wouldn't make them an admin, right? You don't want them to have complete control over your page. You want to be able to have hire and fire capabilities, essentially. But an editor, a moderator, something like that. You want to be able to have as many people helping you as possible, whether it's a post a day, a post every couple days. I mean, if everybody's doing that, then you're going to have some good traction, some good posting on your page. So, all right. So far on the Facebook page, we have an awesome banner. We have our good logo here. We have posts. Let's talk about posts. You want posts every day, right? You want something, every day, every other day on Facebook, something of quality. So make sure you're just keeping an eye on that. You can definitely cross promote. It's easy to cross promote Facebook with Google Plus posts. So something I do is, because Twitter has such a limitation on text, but I'll definitely cross use posts from Google Plus and from Facebook. So definitely, when you come up with those things, you think of it that way. Another cool feature is, Facebook actually has an offer button here. This is part of the advertising, which we're going to get into. So you can put a post up and have an offer with that. So, with the offer can be, say, 10% off, or, call us for, $20 off your, next visit. I mean, whatever it is. So the cool thing is that you can create this offer. It does get into the advertising space. So you do end up, paying something for advertising, but it's kind of a cool way to get an offer in front of people. I work with, a retail store that we've been using this extremely successfully. They're a relatively new store in the area. They were, having trouble getting traction. So we did an offer. I have a series of 4 different offers out there right now, and they're all based regionally based. So it's the zip code, plus 10 miles. So only people in their area are actually seeing that ad, and it's a 10% off ad, and it's working really, really, really well. So if you have something like that you can offer, you want to do that. If you want to attach an event to it, maybe you're doing an open house or a concert or something, you can do that, and then a milestone if you want to do that. So let's get into Facebook advertising a little bit. And this is really, in Facebook, this is the super ninja trick, right? I mean, everything else is pretty dialed in. It's more about people not doing anything with it. Facebook advertising is, and this is what separates, the people that are really leveraging Facebook from the people that are frustrated with it and throwing it away and not doing anything with it. So they're up here on the right, you see this little drop down. If you drop down and you can see create ad, and you're going to want to click that. And this is so great. I mean, these are all options for us for advertising in Facebook. I'm going to go over this in about 10 minutes. If you want more information on this, you can email me, steve@burnsidemarketing.com, and I will send you a link to a full webinar I did just on Facebook advertising, because it is really that powerful. And within this mastermind group, I want you to understand the power of it. I want to dive into the specific questions you have for it. So feel free to email me, or I can send you that link if you have more questions. But this is the power of Facebook right here. And so you have send people to your website, increase conversions on your website, boost your posts, promote your page, get installs of your app, increase engagement in your app, reach people near your business, raise attendance at your event, get people to claim your offer, and get video views. All pretty self-explanatory. The art is knowing which one you want to do, because some of them are very similar. So, for example, send people to my website versus increase conversions on my website. So the top one will literally just send the metric that I'll be basing this off is how many people from this ad get sent to my website. The second one is increasing conversion. So you actually put a piece of code in on your website, and Facebook tracks when that person actually converts on your website. So if there's a form you want them to fill out, if there's, if you're giving away like a what we call an ethical bribe. So fill this out and get our free report on, the state of the internet and security. It'll actually track the conversions. Now, your cost for a conversion this way is obviously going to be more than your cost for sending people to your website, because that's, there's less buy-in. So what you have to do is, that's often why you have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these ads to see which style works best for you. For me, what I have found, the best one so far has been sending people to my website. Boosting your post is kind of exactly what it sounds like. And if we go back, let me go back to my page here so I can show this to you. You can actually boost your post right here. Also, in each post, there's a way to boost your post. Facebook puts a little easy ways for you to advertise with them within the business page. So you have boost your post here, promote your page here, promote your page here. So these are all advertising methods through Facebook. But just when you go to this create ads, it puts them all in front of you. So we're going to go ahead and choose and get people to claim your offer. We saw that earlier on the other one. Get video views if there's a video you really want people to see. Reach people near your business. Super powerful, especially if you have a local business. So send people to your website. Let's do that. So I'm going to go www. Burnside. Actually, let's do the Burnside files. How about that? www.burnsidefiles.com. There we go. And then it will give me the campaign name, the burnsidefiles.com website clicks. So here's what's great about Facebook targeted advertising is that we can dial this thing into almost anything. So right now we have a very broad section. So we're all of the US ages 18 to 65, men and women, and you see our reach is about 180 million people. Well, obviously that's going to be too many people because we're going to be just that ends up being what I call a billboard approach or a shotgun approach. You put a whole bunch of money out there and you hope it gets to the right people, but we don't want to do that. We want to actually get to the right people. So, for that, obviously my website, not obviously, but my website is in English. So I'm going to make sure only people that are English speakers are there. So that actually took about 10 million people off. The great thing is you can locationally. So if you have a business that is that's not just online, but it actually has a region for it. I mean, say you're in San Diego, and we'll just use this for an example, and we'll just go with it to kind of dial down our audience. So we can do San Diego, California, and it's been changed. You can see it's been changed from the United States to San Diego. And then what I can do is I can exclude also. So I'll exclude, say, Orange. I think Orange. We'll just do Orange, California. So I have San Diego and within, and so let's kind of, so the orange makes a little more sense. So San Diego plus 50 miles, but excluding Orange. So San Diego plus 50 miles, but it will not go into Orange County. So it'll go all the way north, and then it will, it'll stop once it gets to Orange County. So that puts us down to 2.2 million people, which is much better. Now we have this more demographics. This is phenomenal. Relationship, education, work, financial, home type, home ownership, household, composition. I mean, if you're a roofer and you're trying to re-roof certain types of homes, household composition, come on. Ethnic affinity, generation, parents, politics, life events. Can you imagine, how much during the political season this is used, for campaigning? But say education. I mean, let's just kind of go through all of them and kind of give an example. Relationship status. One great example is people that have personal training businesses. When do people want to lose weight more often than ever? Yeah, the beginning of the year, but also when they're engaged, right? Like I've never heard an engaged couple go, I want to put on weight. They're all trying to lose weight. They buy the dress too small, they buy the tux too small. So you could do relationship status, engage, and just target engaged people in your area if you have a personal training, facility. Education, maybe your school's starting to offer an online master's degree. So you want somebody that has their bachelor's degree, or you might be looking. I mean, you could also be looking for certain people with these advertisements. Hey, if you have a job open or something, you could actually put exactly what you're looking for in a candidate, and then only those candidates would see these ads. Work, employers, job titles. So job titles I use a lot. I use owners as job titles because I want small business owners, entrepreneurs, things like that to see my site. So I use that all the time. Financial, income. This is so awesome. So we can go to income, and you can literally choose the income bracket that you want. So let's just choose one here. Okay. And so that brought us down to 112,000 people. So there's 112,000 people that are located in San Diego plus 50 miles, not in Orange County, 18 to 65, speak English, and make between $75,000 and $100,000. Home type, home ownership. If we go to home owners right here, or renters. So a couple different things here. So say you have a mortgage lending business and rates are really, really low. Maybe you want to do an ad out to renters because you're like, hey, rates are low. Now's the time to get in. So that is one option. Homeowners, same kind of thing. If you own your home and rates have gone down and you need to refinance, then we can get in front just of homeowners. So let's just choose homeowners there. So now we have San Diego, Orange County, 18 to 65, English speaking men and women making this much that are homeowners. We have 86,000 people. I mean, now we're really getting targeted on the people that we're going to target here. And so interest is also huge. So you could have, there's different business and industry, advertising, agriculture, aviation, banking, business, like general business. So I always like doing general business because I think, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, things like that, they normally like that. But we can get down here, technology, culture, society, it's just, there's so many different things that you can dial into that, and as well as you can actually search for interests such as pages that those people like. So, if you're selling Bon Jovi paraphernalia, you could actually look up Bon Jovi, and you can see there's 28,000 people that like Bon Jovi. So you actually hit this, and just people that like Bon Jovi would see your advertisement. I mean, think about that for a second. Think about how powerful just that interest piece is. Whatever your business is, whatever people are interested in, you can put that right in front of them. And you can make sure that they make enough income in their home to buy your product. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. Behaviors, this is really powerful too. If you're helping a nonprofit, do these people have a history of charitable giving? Digital activities, are things like gamers. Have they done payments, Facebook payments, web payments, things like that? Internet browser used, operating systems. Are they expatriates? Their financial, behaviors, and as far as investment, spending methods. So many different things. Do they travel? If you're a travel agent, you can get try to get ads just in front of people that travel. And so it really is, that in itself is an amazing tool. So once you get all this dialed in, so right now we have an audience of about 42,000 people. I'm pretty happy with that. You're going to come down to the budget side of things. And there's kind of two different ways to do budget. One is per day and one's lifetime budget. I'm a big fan of per day because I do want my ad to be running over a space of time to hopefully get in front of more people. So I always do what I call the $1 test. So I'll put $1 in this little box here. And you'll see for $1, it's saying that it's estimating my ad will get in front of 160 to 420 people. So at 160 people, I'm almost at, maybe 3/4 of a cent a person. At 420, or say at 400 people, I'm at like 1/4 of a cent a person. I mean, it really is. If you can get an advertisement that is really dialed in, you can really get some awesome results. So once again, I'm optimizing for clicks to websites. Oh, here's something else I want to show you. Schedule. You can set a start and end date. right? So say I want to spend $1 a day for the next 30 days. I can do that. I can do $5 a day. Also, you can do a lifetime budget. So my lifetime budget, say 350, or I could do 100. I could do 50. I mean, I could do anything I want. So let's say I just want to do $50 just because I'm doing a test run here. And my ad will run until Thursday, April 30th, or until I spend $50. So the interesting thing about the lifetime budget is you could have just a rush and all of a sudden your $50 is gone and you've only gotten to like April 2nd, So you just have to assess what the goal is. And for me, I like to normally do the daily budget. It just helps me have a better pulse on what's going on. But, a lifetime budget could be effective for you too. Once again, we're optimized for clicks to website. Pricing here, get the most clicks at the best price. So we're charged per impression, which is kind of what this is saying. And then, or you could set the amount a click is worth to your website. So this is a bidding type situation. So you can click here and I can, kind of put, okay, it's worth $1 to me. With what I'm running right now, it would have to be worth less than like 70 cents. So if I put 60 cents here, I could run 2 ads, and one that has the amount the website is worth to me and the one that is for impressions. And what that will do, I can A/B them. And if I'm getting, say, 73 cents on the impression side, but I am getting a lot of clicks on the 60 cent, where I'm paying per click to my site, I might change that campaign up a little bit. Run ad scheduling. You can run ads at certain times. If your demographic you think are people that are working during the day and they're on Facebook at night, you can do that. And then how we want our ads to look, a single ad, a single image, or multiple ads. And this is really more about the graphics and the design. Really, it's very dependent upon what you're trying to communicate. Here you go. You can put up to 6 images. And you'll want to put a great image there. The image is so important. You want an image that's really going to grab people, really want them to click. If you want help with that, if you're working on a campaign and you just want to brainstorm, feel free to email me. I'm happy to work with you and help you to find a great image. You always have to connect a Facebook page. So we'll do Burnside Marketing. And like I said, the whole goal of my Burnside Marketing, I want customers and potential customers to connect with me there, but this advertising stuff is just the ticket. So here's my headline, let's rock 2015. I mean, these are very generic, your text. It's going to be a great year. Click to sign up. You always want the call to action. This is just super generic, but I do want to point out the call to action. Click to sign up, and then you'll choose a button, call to action. So shop now, book now, learn more, download, sign up. So let's just say, book now. There's some advanced options, news feed, link descriptions, things like that. And if you are tracking with a pixel, this is where that piece of software comes into play. And then you would just place order, and then Facebook will go. They take about 15 minutes. I have been noticing recently that their limitations have been getting a little tighter. I actually had an ad out that had the Pinterest logo on it, the Twitter logo on it, the Google Plus logo on it, and the Facebook thumbs up logo on it. And it got denied because it had the Facebook thumbs up logo on it. And I took that off. They don't actually tell you that's why, but that's what I assumed. So I took that off, reposted it. It still had the Google Plus, Pinterest, and Twitter on it, and it actually got approved. So, there's certain things that they are locking down on. They don't want it to feel pyramid markety. They don't want it to feel like, they don't want people to feel spammed, essentially. So, if you're trying to place an ad and you're having issues getting that ad placed, you can always get in touch with me also. But that in a nutshell, this is the power of Facebook right here, right? This advertising. So it's been great. I went a couple minutes over, but I'm just really excited about where we're going with this mastermind group, what we're going to learn. Next week, we're going to be talking about Twitter, which is actually my favorite social platform. And once again, the first 4 weeks, we'll be talking about the platforms, and their importance, how to see them, some inside tricks like what we did today. And then we're going to really dial into how to leverage social media marketing for your business and how to start driving traffic there. So hope you have a great day. Once again, if I can be of any help, do not hesitate to email me, steve@burnsidemarketing.com, and we'll see you next week.